Take two. When you're at a certain level of what they call intelligence, what an oxymoron that term is. Intelligence. High-level intel is keeping him thinking it's everyone but you. I've never liked that game ever. So I usually, when it's me, unless I'm way deep undercover, like, way deep in the Phoenix world, or in a federal penitentiary in a foreign country waiting for multiple countries to sign off on my immediate extradition back to Saturday for telling the truth about something that happened in foreign soil. And by the way, if at any point Mexico would like to rescind the part that I would forfeit, my life, my identity, and all the other shit and become property of, so we can consult on some much higher level matters that would be I'm more than certain quite welcome, because I'd push it right through. And to El Chapo's lovely family and daughters, who I have had the pleasure of meeting some of them over time. Thank you always for treating me with kindness, with understanding, with forgiveness, and realizing that in a lot of ways we were on similar paths to find peace in the world. And if you can help with the concert for world peace, I would love to have you and your lovely family come and help spread some truths. It's time. Jorge Hank, or Black Panthers, or MA, or Pegasus, or Hells Angels. I think it's time we get beyond what the perception is of groups and put it on the table, and then find ways to mitigate the differences between different organizations, and find a new journey of peace together, and be born to be wild, but not defile what the creators have freely gave, and what is near a tipping point of extinction due to our arrogance and ignorance that has preceded us from light years, and other planets in this galaxy alone that were destroyed due to similar vile life forms of intelligence. I know that's a lot for you, religious philosophers, scientists, physicists, and other people who study these type of things, to comprehend on a linear fashion without thinking, ooh, he just flew way over Google's nest. No, I'm well beyond Twilight Zone. Although I think they have one over there and some back there on this federal facility for any jackasses who think they're smarter than I am. You're on the inside, I'm on the outside looking in. Sadly, because some of you I try to save so many times, it brings tears to my eyes. Whether I found you in D.C. the first time, or the Midwest, or New York, or a city around the world, on an assignment around the world. Many times I was going under one pretext for the world. Whether it was, Cannes, and to meet the royal family and relatives in Monaco, and Cannes, and spend some time in Monte Carlo, and the south of France, and the Mediterranean, and parts of Italy, or my journeys throughout the Middle East, or some that I recorded for you, or throughout the Americas, or different linear frozen rotundas, Eurasia, Asia, Europe, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Yes, even the State Department is mystified by they were only able to track me at certain times, and then I would fall off grid and be doing things and then reappear on grid at somewhere else. I guess was allegedly the whole time. Not. When you're trained at my level, and you are born with amazing gifts to begin with because of your journey from womb to tomb again in this incarnation. And the Akashic, you realize for all the pain and suffering and things that you will ever know how to endure. Few martyrs, saints, or otherwise have had to endure the amount of near life and past life experiences or other vile, disgusting tests, abuse, things that normal, intelligent people would run the fuck away from, but when you're not really given a choice because you're considered to be a national treasure, a golden boy, a diplomat, a patriot, a codist, a decipherist, inventor, a genius beyond most scales, recorded when I decide to apply myself and not fuck around with people in the educational or governmental systems just because I really give a fuck. Isn't it funny, the further we allegedly get ahead, the further behind we get. And the further we get away from Babylon, the closer we get back to it. We give some kid, fentanyl or carfentanil or some special K, and runs you some dragons with some black tar, and, oh dude, I mean, some of the stuff that these people ingest, or I've had to ingest for test, in fact, you have to realize that when, you're in your third network incarnation or fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, shit. I mean, by the time I hit CBS, I had already worked at World News Tonight, AP, UPI, Reuters, C-SPAN, Armed Forces Radio Television Networks, and filmed, government training things, things for rainforests, philanthropic things beyond most people's imagination. There was not a network, a company, a agency, a whatever Kurt ever worked for. Kurt was always a gun for hire, and from very early in his career had very complex contracts, unlike any legal departments I've ever seen. Because I was about being clear about who owned the rights, about who invented the shit, and who was working with who, and who had the rights to do what with who, and who had first rights and fuses, and who had no rights. You just, you were lucky if you didn't come off that week. And it's not because of pomposity. It's because when you grew up in politics at the high level I did, opposed to Camelot, and your great-grandfather was a lord, and I had a seat in Parliament, and was part of the rest of the round table and the royal hierarchy. I'm trying to be so cool, I'm with my words. Who also renounced the Queen and the communist newspaper as being a tyrant and was going to American China, which fortunately should have been beheaded, but somehow great Gramps got out on side, and a whole different story on the Fighting Irish side, and who he married from the Fighting Irish family, and how all the connections came to be. I finally refer to myself, when they say, what nationality are you? I say royal mutt. I do have royalty, high-level government, royalty, and religious leaders, and I trace family roots back more thorough, that has been done in history, or the CIA and others, and reportedly the Inkstand Project in 1949, 20 years before in probate became Kurt Kelly, 10 years before I was allegedly born, in the Jason Bourne Project, is a third-generation Kennedy, 3 days from JFK, both triple Geminis, and 33s on the numerology scale, and I knew by the time I was 10 to change my name to protect the innocent of me. I mean, being born in JC and learning from William Toon what you're here for, and being called the Golden Boy and the Golden Voice, and having, DOJ send federal agents to tell Money that little Kurt should not be using his invention to block party lines and use couplers and teletypes and other things to dial up servers at the Library of Congress and go in after, senators and presidents and everybody have left, and he's already downloaded and uploaded what they had directed, but then at night went in and was re-editing stuff because it was supposed to be to an advanced 6th grade education, and by the time I was in 6th grade, I'd already been to Interlochen. I had been performing in bands and arts and entertainment, and was ordained, right up the chute to become a priest. Pope soon, someday. No, thank you. I, from 5 to 10, convinced my mother, who was my biggest supporter, my biggest fan, my biggest pain in the ass, neurotic as hell at times, brilliant, genius, fine line between genius and insanity. I learned how to skate it, not only from the Great White North and professional and pro and Olympic type figure skating competitions that I used to do, or showing horses, or being part of, Senate junior committees at Michigan State or U of M, or doing mock government before I was even a freshman in high school, and touring to DC and singing around Capitol Hill and crying. And Carter keeping his promise to Mom about recruiting the draft so I wouldn't have to carry a drum. I got on the war because I was all set, and thanks to the people at CKLW and Pat, mostly, I was already cleared to go work for the Canadian government and work at CKLW, his brother Kurt Kelly at the Big 8, because I was not carrying shit into Vietnam and killing babies and coming back in a body bag. Carter, and thank you I love you for taking me down with Mom down to the NORAD and so many other things I was exposed to by your genius, and I'm sorry you got backdoored by the jackass group that jackass with my family too. That's my stuff, I'll pick up in a minute. But what I wanted to say on this military base is it's tragic how many presidents for Nixon passed, I think Nixon did. Ronald, Bush Jr., Obama, I think Clinton too, and for sure, nuts for brains, Humpty Dumpty. I mean, Trump did not pass their security clearance to be POTUS. That's why they had to have people with higher level securities be in the situation room and advise them on shit. Then they don't listen because they're... Anywho, more will be revealed. Stay tuned, because if you guys don't start opening this up and get transparent with the public, what are you going to do, kill me again? I've already recorded so much stuff, and you will not get out of this live without my biometrics through the message for peace. So do what you will. We get Armageddon real quick. Watch me.